Serena Band is a devil. Shark tongue, sugar on the edge. Says my name like it's a spell. Pulls me right up to the ledge. Lies look holy on the lips. Sunday dress, blacked out eyes. Every promise feel like sin. Every halo just a disguise. All the devils, all angels. All the devils, all angels. All the devils, all angels. Yeah. All the devils, all angels. Yeah. All the devils, all angels. Twisted truth in a halo.
All right. I'm now one night have a TV and the next night I'm down. It's gone. It just completely fucked it all. Lucky me, eh? All angels. What did I say I was gonna do? We're gonna skip Suno. We were gonna do Suno, but now we're not. Yeah, we're gonna get the Tate set video going. When the tram stops, you stop. I didn't watch this one.
Serena Wynn is a devil. Shark tongue, sugar on the edge. Says my name like it's a spell. Pulls me
Where's my
right
Werribee
to the
one?
ledge. Lies look holy on her lips. Sunday dress, blackout eyes. Every promise feels like sin. Every halo just a disguise. All the devils, all angels. All the devils, all angels.
Did he delete it? He did.
All the devils, all angels. All the devils, all angels.
What happened?
All the devils, all angels. Twisted truth in a halo.
Or was it not a Tate set video?
All the devils, all angels. All the devils, all angels. Serena left the candle shake. Crosses hanging, start to turn.
Maybe it
Red
wasn't.
wine dripping on the floor. Watching white roses burn. She says, baby, choose a side. But her wings already flare. Flanner's falling, made of ash. Still I'm breathing in the air. All the devils, all angels. 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 Every saint's in the same clothes. Yeah, yeah, I love you.
Seventh
Yeah, nobody leave the room. Shut all the windows. We are getting started. The air getting toxic.
Alright, we might have 2 quick videos to watch, and then we're gonna play a game. Melbourne man sets up a Westgate Bridge live stream from his driveway. These are all people around where I live, so I have to watch where I live.
we
We don't want no witnesses. Well, my ads are done. Sorry. My ads are done. We got light off tonight. I'm only using the key light. I'm gonna see how that goes, because I actually don't like having to stream and play computers with the light on. I've been doing that for like 3 years now. And I've always wanted to stream in the dark, you know, quote unquote in the dark. I'll see how this goes. If it doesn't look very good, we'll go back to having the light on. You'll notice that the TV is now decommissioned and offline because we didn't even last a fucking day before this thing destroyed the stream, blew up the bloody stream. You know what I tried to do? I tried to do what I was told to do yesterday, which actually was a good idea, which was to change the resolution on this to make the chat bigger. God forbid I'd try and fucking, you know, improve something about the stream, because the entire fucking computer just crashed. Nothing came on. I can't plug it back in. I changed it to 1600 by 1024 and it doesn't like that. It just doesn't like it. It's impossible. Can't deal with it. So I don't know why. Don't know what it is specifically about that resolution which causes computers to get destroyed, but yeah, that is the rub. What if I put my camera up here? What if it goes up here? Is that any better? Because I often look up here. Is that better? How's that? Is that better? Not much better. You can see straight into my wardrobe too. Hang on, let me close this wardrobe door. Let me... Like the pro gamer setup, right? Having the not having the... I actually kind of like this for a bit. Let's see how this goes. This is the pro gamer setup, and I actually am kind of, as a result, looking at the camera, and I have never properly done that because the camera is here, but I always look at myself or the chat, and the chat and myself is here, actually right in the corner, right under the camera. So for the first time, this actually might be the play. I'm gonna stream up here for a bit. Yeah, the reason I'm late tonight is my missus was out. Basically, she had this work thing that was quite late notice, and she asked to go, and I said, fine. So she went off to do that and didn't get home until sort of half an hour ago. So yeah, we're running a bit late. I mean, it's Friday night, right? I'm gonna have a drink tonight. It's definitely only my first beer. We're not gonna go as hard as we did last week. I'm limiting myself to 3 beers. And I've even had to go and find my can opener, because the can opener has a bottle opener attached to it, because I can't find my bloody bottle opener. There you go. There's the thing, and this is definitely not a twist top. So tonight I am drinking Kirin Ichiban, and not yet, and Bintang, which I have not drank a Bintang for quite a long time. Yeah, man, I'm telling ya, I have, like, there was a few times last year where I just slightly overdid it, you know, and I'd wake up on a Saturday or Sunday morning, the morning after, and be, you know, not really hangover in the conventional sense of having like a shock and headache or anything, but a bit groggy, bit down, right? But like after last week, I genuinely believe my hangover went from like Saturday morning to Tuesday afternoon. Like I was still feeling the effects of the alcohol, as in the hangover, by late Tuesday. Like I was still like, if I had got up too quick, I was like, oh, you know, I still had the wooziness from sensitivity to movement. 4 days later, I've never had it that bad. I wasn't even that hungover. Like I was hungover, but it wasn't sick. Like I wasn't I didn't throw up. I didn't wake up in the morning and I was throwing up. I wasn't so groggy I couldn't do anything at all. You know, I woke up and I was like, oh, all right, this is, yeah, I'm definitely tired and groggy. Like I didn't have a headache, didn't anything like that. I even went for a walk after that stream just to sort of clear out my head a bit and try and sober up just before I go to sleep. Because I like to be a bit more sober. I don't like going to sleep drunk, but I was too far gone. But it was the longevity of the hangover that was it, not the severity, the longevity. And it was a full 4 days before I reckon I came good. That's age. that's age for you, isn't it? Like that's fucking, here I am at 35 years old. Like if you go too hard and forget your limit, because that's something you do sort of learn a bit as you get older if you drink, is that you learn where your limit is. And I was, generally pretty good at figuring out where I had to stop. But I think I just got carried away because it was the first stream at the new house. Hadn't drank for a while. And we were playing games and having fun doing it. I actually think even when I was drunk, I wasn't doing too bad at Overwatch, or maybe not amazing. I do remember one of those games, I was an absolute shotgun as judo. So maybe I was struggling a bit while I was drunk, but yeah, I did come out of that going, geez, maybe I do need to think about whether I should just quit drinking now at this age. But I know young people just don't drink at all. But I gotta have a couple every now and again. This is actually just Coke, so this is not whiskey or anything like that. I'm not drinking whiskey tonight. I did get through a half bottle of whiskey, so 350 mils of whiskey in that night. That's a lot. It's a lot. 350 mils must be 12 standard drinks, I'd say, and I'd probably do that in 4 hours. So yeah, that is a lot. I mean, 12 standard drinks in 4 hours, I will admit, probably shouldn't have got me that drunk, but yeah, I was pretty far gone. If anyone lived in Williamstown, they would have seen me literally stumbling around Williamstown at about 1:30 a.m. Walking down the pier and standing at the pier, just like this, looking out at the city, trying my best to stay lucid. I was very drunk. I don't get aggressive or anything like that when I'm drunk. I'm very much either talker or quiet, like opposite. Like I'm quiet. Like it's time to everyone to be settling down, having a chill, being real chill. That's typically what I am anyway. Anyway, let's watch. That's what we're doing tonight. I did plan Suno, but given how late we started, we won't spend our time doing Suno. We'll plan another Suno stream. I want, like I said earlier this year, I want to implement AI in a different way. I think we spent a lot of last year doing our AI investigation and looking at all the tools and stuff. I'm probably a bit over that now. It's time to either integrate it properly into this, do it something different, or figure out something else. So yeah, I still want to do Suno. I still want to do it every now and again, but not that frequently, because it's not that interesting either anymore. Like we've kind of done, unless someone's got some really interesting ideas for music, we probably need to do a little more thought about it. And why am I not surprised that the trams stopped and it's a ute? Why am I not surprised?
Angry Kensington residents say their lives are in danger because of a sharp
Let's go,
increase
Channel 7.
in truck traffic after the opening of the Westgate Tunnel. They're now calling for a curfew, but the truck industry is fighting back.
Kensington!
Shopping strips.
Man, this cable sucks.
Near schools.
You know what?
In residential streets. They're
I'm
driving
changing.
Kensington locals mad.
This is the type of thing you're talking about.
Yeah, it's almost every day. Like, and it's all day.
This is my
multiple
old ones.
trucks. It's a real pain.
These aren't any better.
We can actually hear one going past now.
Yeah, it's huge. Can't hear you anymore.
And this happens
Okay,
all
maybe
the
it is the
time.
banana plugs.
Trucks avoid the Westgate Tunnel
Shit.
in tolls of up to $30.
Why don't you use the tunnel? It's too expensive.
Big rigs are banned in the inner west, so going through Kensington
Okay, it's not
is
better.
now their chosen route.
It's been terrible since the
It
tunnel's
is the banana
opened.
plugs.
Children and the elderly warned off zebra crossings.
Lovely ladies like this. The trucks
God, Channel 7
won't
fucking
see her.
suck, don't they?
They won't have enough time to stop. And
Man,
it's
Channel
just far too dangerous.
7.
There's
Holy
now
shit,
a
man.
petition to ban trucks here during
Channel
daylight
7 are
hours.
ridiculously
Whether that's speed bumps,
sensationalist.
40-kilometre limits, or cutting off streets, we will do what needs to be done to keep our community safe.
But truckies stress this is legal.
It is legal. Of course it is.
Traffic will eventually ease, and for
Of course it
residents,
is. No one should be having a go at
reality
truckies for just
we can
doing...
curfew trucks off all our roads if we like, but we won't have the goods in the shops and the services that these trucks provide.
Nick McCallum, 7 News.
Make safer drivers then, you fucking pricks. The amount of truck drivers that I get when I'm driving around that just straight tailgating at like 100 k's an hour, it's ridiculous. What's faster for your morning commute? The train, the bridge, or the tunnel, I assume is the other one, or the new metro tunnel? I'm sure Channel 7 is going to say, I'm sure Channel 7's going to have a totally unbiased view of this. Hang on. Totally unbiased view. Let's go. There we go. Come on.
We're putting the West to the test
Come on,
by
Channel 7.
road and rail. I'm Blake and I'll take the train from Hoppers Crossing into the city.
I'm Lockie and I'm taking the Westgate Bridge.
I'm Layla and I'm taking the new Westgate Tunnel.
Ready, set,
Oh, the Westgate
go.
Tunnel or the Metro Tunnel? Hang on. She's just said Westgate Tunnel. Are they doing the Westgate Tunnel or the Metro Tunnel?
The almost 30-kilometre race ends outside Marvel Stadium. There's parking and Southern Cross Station for all three of us. Lockie hits the road first, then Layla.
Are they doing Metro Tunnel or the Westgate Tunnel?
I'm on the platform for the 803, stopping all stations. There's enough room for everyone to get a seat.
It says the bridge is 12 minutes slower than what it would be going through the tunnel.
More than 200,000 vehicles use the Westgate Bridge every day.
Come on.
10
used it
times
today.
that
It's
of the
fucking
new
shit.
tunnel, now 2 months old. In 1 year, more than 900,000 people tapped on at Hoppers Crossing, up 3% on the year before. I call Layla for an update.
All right, how's traffic going?
I'm going like 70 k's an hour.
The Westgate Tunnel was
Why?
sold as saving up to 20 minutes
There's,
on a city
there's
trip.
nowhere on that does 70.
That claim looks good when we check on Lockie.
How's the old Westgate going?
Phenomenal. We just slowed down to about 10 to 0 kilometres an hour, just past Point Cook.
But 20 minutes in, he falls
It's
behind.
my area.
I can actually see Layla zooming up. There they go.
Bye, Lock. Have fun.
So they're not.
Wonder how Blake's
so-
going on the train.
I don't know how
It's
this is.
warm in here. Not sure the aircon
Train,
is
bridge,
on.
Metro Tunnel.
I gotta act like this isn't Mario Kart. Traffic, don't know her. Look at this. We've got the whole place to ourselves.
I can't say the same about the train. Standing room only by Williams Landing. That's 6 stations from the city.
We belong together.
So this isn't the Metro Tunnel because Williams Landing is a Werribee line, so that's not going to go. That's not Sunbury line. It's not going to go through the tunnel.
Right in the middle of the Westgate Bridge.
At last, I'm at Southern Cross. Layla has found a park already.
It's 8:36 and I think I'm going to be in with a chance.
Good job.
Well done.
Smashed it.
So the tunnel wins. 8:34 arrival. 4 minutes ahead of the train. 10 faster than the bridge. Not quite the advertised saving, but traffic differs day to day.
I feel like you didn't have a nightmare run like some people do on the bridge.
No, I think it's been worse.
The tunnel toll, $10.63 in the morning peak. Train,
How much did Transurban pay
$5.71
for
way.
this?
Westgate Bridge, still toll-free.
Well, it was enough time for us to have a coffee.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. And you didn't want to get me one. All good, no worries.
I'm surprised. Channel 7 actually was willing to admit that the train wasn't the worst. A little misleading to talk about the cost of a train ticket, but not the cost of petrol, servicing, and the car itself. Reasonable. Did anyone say, yeah, the new Metro Tunnel, you mean the Westgate Tunnel? Yeah. Only amateurs use the Westgate Tunnel. Us pros drive down the metro. Okay.
A small camera to capture one of Melbourne's big daily questions.
It's always been the same issue. How bad is the Westgate?
From his driveway in Spotswood,
What is it?
Clark
He's got this fucking set up with on a Tesla Powerwall. What the hell? This dude's got a. This isn't like just some Melbourne man. This is a fucking
Clark
pro.
Towson has a unique view, so he set up a live stream.
It captures the flow of traffic from both lanes over the Westgate
Spotswood.
Bridge. So
Yeah,
that's
this
both
is
inbound
my
and
area.
outbound.
It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I
In just
actually
a
drive
few
under the
weeks,
Westgate
it's
nearly every
already
day.
had nearly 20,000 views.
That's
I
not
love
many.
this city. I love the people of Melbourne, and that's why I've built this. This is for Melbourne.
He's also collected public data from the Department of Transport to show average travel times over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I actually drive under. I live in Williamstown, so I'd go on that side. I'd end up sort of going under the bridge that way.
With no traffic, the trip between Cororoit Creek Road and Kingsway takes, on average, 12 minutes. During the morning peak, inbound, it's 27 minutes. In the afternoon, outbound, 29
You'd only be at
minutes.
Cororoit Creek
But a
Road
crash or roadworks can mean peak out
if you're
trips
at
blow out to
if you're
a
sort of
frustrating
between Williamstown and
45
Altona.
minutes. The longest recorded trip was an infuriating 75 minutes.
Yeah.
Critical
Today it was fucking
asset
shit.
for all of Melbourne. It's a
I ended up
bottleneck
having to skip Williamstown
when
Road
there
as
is
well
a
and going
breakdown
Millers
or an
Road.
incident.
The Department of Transport says more than 200,000 vehicles a day cross the Westgate Bridge. And if the traffic always looked like this, the drivers would be thrilled.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's the exit to Williamstown Road, that side. Yeah, the thing is, no one's using this bridge. This bridge has like $10 of tolls and no one's using it. Like, what was the whole point of this? That they built this thing, no one wants to use it. Not to mention that it doesn't fucking go anywhere. Like, if you get in on this side, so this is the city bound direction heading out of Pitcher. If you go into that tunnel, well, this is the exit portal, but if you go into the tunnel, which is over there, up that way, then you end up in the middle of the city, which for most people, that's not what you want to do. Like, you'd be going through a tunnel to bypass the city. But if you go that way, you end up at Warrenjury Way, which is actually not even quite in the city. Like, it's a Westgate Tunnel bypass. It's not a city bypass. So it doesn't go anywhere. I also live not far from Hyde Street, and Hyde Street's a fucking toll exit, and I don't understand why.
Despite a slow start, the government says the new $10.2 billion Westgate Tunnel
I don't think it was
will
worth
help
any
ease
money.
congestion.
It's not.
It says since it opened in December, more than 1 million vehicles have used it.
It takes about 6 to 12 months when you've got really big changes in the road network.
shit.
And this has been the biggest change in decades.
I used it during the free
Towson is hoping
weekends.
more people
It
will
was
put up traffic cameras
it was fucking
to
shit.
get a better view of Melbourne. Margaret Paul, ABC News, Melbourne.
All right, good. Yeah, the bridge, like the tunnel looked fancy, but it was, even on the third trip, I think I took it 4 times in the free weekend during January. And on the third go, there was a broken down car in it already. It was very free of traffic though. It was extremely free of traffic. There was barely anyone in it, which is fine, but it doesn't go anywhere. Like, it goes, if you were trying to, like me, go to the southeastern suburbs, the Westgate goes to the southeast suburbs, because if you go through the Westgate and then you either get on a CityLink or you get off at St Kilda Road, or even Montague Street, and all 3 of those exits would take you to the southeast suburbs via either Beach Road eventually, or Nepean Highway, or the Monash Freeway. But if you go through the Westgate Tunnel, the Westgate Tunnel takes you out to either Warrenjury Way or I actually haven't figured out where it goes if you turn left yet at Warrenjury Way. So I don't actually know where that other section goes, but it doesn't take you to the other side of the city. So like, if you get off Warrenjury Way, you could get to the Westgate Bridge to get back on it. Why would you want to do that? You should just stay on the Westgate. Why would you take a toll to avoid the Westgate Bridge? Because realistically, there's only like 2 times a day where it's really, really bad, and that's the end of the day and the start of the day. And you'd be better off just staying on it rather than paying $10 to save like a minute and a half, only to have to meet up at the bridge again when you get off anyway. Because that section of the bridge when you get off anyway is still packed. It's still gonna look red on Google Maps for traffic. But you could avoid it and go down Beach Road, but you're not saving anything because you start further back. Or you can get off at the other one. I guess you end up at like, I guess you end up on like the north side of the city, but not by much. In which case, where are you going? It doesn't connect to the East Link, doesn't connect to the Eastern Freeway, doesn't connect anywhere. So yeah, it's firmly for trucks, and I think that tunnel, all it does is divert trucks off Williamstown Road and Somerville Road, which it does do. Like, that actually has been very effective at doing that. But now they end up in like Kensington. They just go to Kensington instead.
A couple of years ago, I made a 59-second YouTube short called how to not run people over at tram stops, and I showed this footage of some Melbourne tram passengers stepping off onto the road in front of a car. This situation generated a lot of comments, and
Why would it have? Why would it have generated any comments? This is exactly how it works.
some very strong opinions, most of which fell into a small number of very clearly defined categories. The most common responses were people saying that this is really stupid, or
Why?
more specifically, that this is a
Oh,
really
it is a really
stupid
dumb way to design a tram stop. I agree with
Bad
that.
infrastructure design. Absolutely
Global
terrible
viewership
design.
of a short
Worst
video.
design tram stops I've seen. Bad road design. Stupid design, honestly.
Okay, I actually don't disagree with anyone. This is bad design. I actually quite like those ones that are raised. Those tram stops that have the raised section of road that forces cars to sort of slow down by natural design. I completely agree with that. There's a few of those in the city. There's one like Docklands Road. Docklands Road. I think it's Docklands Road. That one that runs past Southern Cross Station has a few of those raised ones. They're pretty good. The city has a few of them, but then this sort of in the north part of the city, Maribyrnong's like this as well. On what is that road? Not Maribyrnong Road. What's that road called? I think it is Maribyrnong Road. No, it's Ballarat Road. Sorry, Ballarat Road. It's like this as well. And I drive along Ballarat Road all the time.
Category was
Because then
people
you have
thinking
this shit
is an
like going up and
exclusively
then
Melbourne phenomenon.
you gotta do
and that
this,
hadn't,
dart in front of the
doesn't, or
tram.
even couldn't occur in their city, country, or even continent.
Sydney trams built stations to avoid this. Sydney trams are on separate areas to the road. Here in Europe, we have separate platforms. You'll never see this in the Netherlands. Light rail in the US with egress points in the median with graded or Sydney trams stop at their own stations. What? No tram stops anywhere in the UK look like this. This is insane!
So, in this video, I want to go into a bit more detail on the history of this type of tram
I love
why
it
they're
when
still widespread
I love
in
it
Melbourne.
when YouTubers like lampoon their commenters because they always go and use the most absurd voiceovers, and the second they do, all YouTube commenters, as soon as you actually voice them, they always sound ridiculous. They always, I don't know what it is about something that's written down, but the second you like voice it out, if it's an opinion, it sounds ridiculous. I don't know.
How to not run people over.
I don't know why.
And why most of those commenters are, at least for the most part,
Maybe
wrong.
the impersonality
First of
of
all,
it.
let's be completely clear about the situation we're talking about here. Melbourne's tram system is currently the largest in the world, with 250 kilometres of double track. Only a quarter of that is on dedicated reservations, with the other 3/4 of the
That's
network
Richmond.
sharing lanes with other road traffic. The type of tram stop we're talking about here is where there's one or more road lanes between the tram and the footpath, with no platform of any kind. So passengers have to step down to or up from ground level directly from the traffic lane. Some people seem to think that my footage showed a lawless free-for-all with trams just letting passengers off at any random intersection, but that's not the case.
Yeah, no.
These are designated tram stops. It's just that the only infrastructure is the sign and maybe a bench or a small shelter if you're lucky. We do have lots of
rarely
other
see a
types of tram
bench.
stop in Melbourne, including full platform stops, which are protected from traffic and allow level access to the tram, unless it's a tram with stairs, but that's a topic for another time. Then there's this type, where the road lane has been raised up to form a platform, allowing level boarding, but it's
I
still
like
a road
this.
lane, obviously far from perfect. There's also this type,
But I
which
feel
is
like
very
we could do
basic
better.
and at ground level,
I feel like
but
we
with
actually
a
have
small
lights.
barrier, providing a safe place for waiting passengers to stand. But it's these minimum infrastructure roadside stops with no platform and no barriers
Yeah, these
that
need to-
make up the
these
vast
need to
majority of Melbourne's
improve.
tram stops, especially once you get out into the suburbs. The network as a whole has something like 1,628
They need to build more
stops,
trams out in the
depending
west.
on where you look. I found at least 4
They
different
built
numbers
a
for
new
this.
tram.
According to Yarra Trams, only around 450 of those stops are
repair,
accessible,
some
so
kind
we're
of
looking at
staging
something like 1,000 of these roadside stops. all up.
siding area in
In a bit,
Maidstone.
we'll come back and address the issues in
It
those
didn't really
comments,
add a lot.
but
I'd like
first,
one
for
stop.
anyone not familiar with Melbourne's roads, let's take a look
But
at
I think
how
it
these
now
stops
can use the
actually
modern
function.
trams. They've got
So
these
if
like
you're driving
Chad
behind a
trams
tram
now
approaching a
that,
tram stop, this is what you're supposed to
that
do,
look ridiculous.
as per Victorian Road Rule number 163. When the tram comes to a stop, you need to stop at the rear of the tram. Not just before the doors, but at the actual back of the tram. Wait for passengers to board and alight. Once the tram doors are closed and all passengers are clear of the road, you are allowed to move cautiously forward at no more than 10 kilometers per hour.
That's
Watch
hard.
out for any passengers making
I'll admit
last-minute
I don't
dash,
even do that
and
for
if the tram
10 k's
doors
per
open
hour.
again, you need to stop immediately, regardless of your position.
That's
Once the tram
I do
starts
that
moving,
part,
you
but
can continue
it's
as
hard.
normal.
The 10 k's
Now,
an
there
hour.
are some scenarios where the
Driving,
application of Rule 100.
I always feel like politicians create rules about like speeds, not understanding and never have driven a car. Doing 10 k's per hour is actually very hard in any car. Some cars idle speeds are faster than 10 k's an hour. The ability to go slow is actually a tricky skill. Like my car can do it, and I can feather the accelerator to do 10. It's very easy to pick up to like 16, 17. I don't think a cop would ever get you for it, but
63 can be a bit unclear. Taking a literal interpretation of the wording of the rule, it only applies at designated tram stops, and it doesn't appear to apply to trams that are stopped for other reasons in between official stops. My view is that regardless of the rule specifics, you should always be prepared for any stopped tram to open its doors and passengers to step out. Partly because this can happen.
I know where that road is. I drive past that road all the time. This is Ballarat Road. So this is that Maribyrnong tram. It goes down there sort of past High Point and then keeps going. Sorry, is this Ballarat Road? It goes down. No, it's not Ballarat Road. Sorry. It goes down. I know where it is though. It still goes down past High Point, then drives around out towards what is that, like Keilor East, down around that way. Avondale Heights that way. This is not, I don't know what road this is. This is Maribyrnong Road, I think.
Partly because this can happen between official stops in emergencies or breakdowns, but also that in many situations it can be quite difficult to spot if a tram is at an official stop or not. In this example, we're approaching a D2 class tram waiting to enter the Route 19
and then the
terminus
tram
at North
goes up and
Coburg.
stops and
Suddenly,
all the cars
doors
are already
open
there.
and the passenger steps out. And if you look carefully, there is actually a marked stop here. It's best to keep it simple. When a tram stops, you stop. There are some warnings on the trams themselves that the doors are opening, but this is very inconsistent. The older high-floor trams have little stop flags attached to the doors, which fold out.
Usually it's just their
I kind
indicator.
of like these, but honestly, they're not that visible to approaching motorists. The C and D class low-floor trams just have flashing orange lights, the meaning of which is pretty ambiguous. E class trams are the only ones with a really definitive warning in the form of this scrolling message. Another situation that can be
Normally
a little
they
unclear
put
is
their
at stops
indicators
like
on.
this one, the Route 78 terminus at North Richmond. Southbound cars drive past the tram stopped at a stop, but passengers board from a safety zone on the other side here, so they don't step down into this lane. As far as I can tell, there's no clause for this scenario in the rule, so in strict accordance with that, each car should actually go through the process of stop, confirm the doors are closed and road clear, then pass at 10 kilometers per hour. But most local drivers don't do that here because they know the stop is on the other side. There are quite a lot of termini with this arrangement. Here's another example.
Yeah, I that's a hot take. I think if you were to interpret the law, the stop isn't both sides of the tram. The tram stop is one side of the tram, right? Like I would argue, I think a lawyer could argue for you that, and I'm not a lawyer, but like I think a lawyer could argue for you that if a tram was stopped at a tram stop and you drove on the non-stop side of the tram, that there's an argument to be made that the tram isn't stopped at a tram stop on that side of the road, so you can drive past it. If the tram stop is on the other side of the road, then it's on the other side of the road. I think that's a pretty hot take. I don't think I agree with him that you should stop behind the tram if the passengers are light on the other side.
At Route 11's West Preston terminus. From the perspective of a passenger, you do always have right of way at these stops, and it's absolutely the responsibility of drivers to follow the rules and not run you over, but never assume they'll do a good job of that. I've personally seen a lot of near misses with cars flying straight past open doors. And while I couldn't find much data on this, I did find a 2021 article in the newspaper which shall not be named, quoting 600 near misses over a 2-month period. So this is a serious problem.
The scum.
Of course, not all near misses are reported, and they don't always miss. But we do need to keep in mind that this is the biggest tram system in the world,
was pretty
with
fast,
something
in
like
fairness.
500,000 passenger journeys each day. So it is an overwhelmingly safe system to use. If you always look left before stepping off the tram and be ready to flip off any car that doesn't stop, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
In recent years, the
Give 'em
trams
a
have started
big fuck
playing a
you.
reminder message to passengers on the approach to some more dangerous stops.
Hello passengers, this is a reminder to please check for oncoming traffic before exiting the tram. Thank you.
When boarding from the curbside, the rules do say that you should wait for the tram to stop before stepping onto the road.
Yeah,
However,
no,
in
most
reality,
people
the
don't.
accepted normal practice is to step out into the lane as the tram is approaching.
It
because
kind of
this
helps.
forces the cars to
Yeah, it
stop.
kind of helps force the cars
Alright,
to stop.
so
I know
let's
why
address
they
that
do it.
sentiment of what a stupid and dangerous design, why would anyone design it like that? So the short answer is, it's not a stupid design because nobody really designed this situation. Bear with me on this, but the existence of this type of roadside stop is more the default natural state of a street tramway, which exists like that until someone designs something else. If that sounds silly,
Did he?
think about
Hang on a
roads,
second. He censored something there. What did he censor?
exists like
Did he censor the face of the lingerie model on the building?
that until
Why did he censor the face? This is an advertisement. He used a train to censor the face of the lingerie model on the building. Why did he do that? It's funny, but why did he do that?
someone designs something else. If that sounds silly,
Do you reckon he has an automatic censor? Like something that just applies it? I guess so. It's funny. It's very interesting. Censored the lingerie model's face.
think about roads.
I honestly wonder if he has an automatic censor, just automatically applies a censor to any face that his editing detects.
What are they for?
And he's just changed it into a
If your
train.
first thought is that they're for cars, that's not strictly true.
You doubt
even
it?
today.
Yeah, maybe not.
Roads existed for at least a few
Maybe
thousand
it
years
is- yeah,
before
maybe it is
cars,
just
depending on
funny.
how you define it. And they were really just for anything that moved. Mostly people walking, but also
Yeah, 'cause it would have
animals,
done a lot of
animals
this.
pulling
Well,
vehicles or
if-
carrying
well, he may
people,
not have needed to do
bicycles,
on this,
and
but-
by the late 1880s,
I should leave a
trams.
comment though.
It
Other people's
wasn't
face
until
aren't
the
censored right. He usually
1930s
just does his
and 40s
reflection.
that
I know he
modern-
does his reflection. I have seen that. Let me comment on that because it's good. The censorship of the lingerie model was a nice touch. There you go.
Motor vehicles started using the road system. And even then, that was mostly commercial vehicles, with masses of private cars not being common until the 1950s. Nearly all of Melbourne's
That
tram
was pretty
network
funny.
was built before widespread use of private motor cars. There was a window of about half a century where trams trundled up and down Melbourne streets.
There was a
with little
window of about half a century where we could have established permanently that trams were the way forward and put trams on every fucking street that everyone can use at any time. I would have loved a tram down the Strand here at Williamstown. That'd be sick. You could never convince the old boomers, the NIMBYs, the rich NIMBYs on the Strand to ever put a tram there, but it would make their land and their houses so much nicer.
with
Not having to
interference
do
from
with
cars.
cars and have a
look
tram
what
instead.
the rest of the road is used for. It's mostly people.
This is so good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a the wrong generation kind of person, but look how nice it is. Look how nice it is to just to be able to walk around. That like streets back in this day were complete mixed use. Like you compare this now to what it looks like now. The streets are much tighter. They've had to do a lot of work to tighten and shorten these streets. I mean, obviously this is Flinders Street. This is Swanston Street going up this way. Very recognizable, but you cannot walk like this on the road these days. There's just no way. I do, kind of like regret that we as a society kind of lost this kind of. I feel like stuff like this is a bit of a hot take, but I feel like stuff like this genuinely helped promote like social. I'm going to use a buzzword of the current era, social cohesion. Like I really feel like this kind of architectural and urban design really helped facilitate, social people just like getting about, and enjoying each other's company when you can walk anywhere. You're free to move around, intermingle in all sorts of different little ways. This is the kind of stuff that I wish we still had, but this is just not possible. Like we're bringing it back in some little ways, but to the exclusion of cars, which to be fair, I kind of think is fine. But there's still horses involved. There's little bikes here. You know, there's people walking their dogs on the road around the bikes and the horses and the trams and the tiny little cars that can only do sort of 25 k's an hour. This I feel like was peak transport. This is kind of peak transport. Not peak anything else, but peak transport. And you can take the tram if the walk is too long. Exactly. If you can't, like, this is where people always are like, no, I need a fucking car because I can't go anywhere. Well, just create better and more trains and trams. And like, if you can't walk, then you just jump on the tram or jump on the train and it can take you to where you want. You have to walk 5 minutes. The challenge is that cars, I think this is actually relatively lukewarm take, to be fair, but I think cars have really, really enabled the, quote unquote, sort of the laziness culture and helped really facilitate the obesity epidemic and the issues that we have with mobility these days. Because nowadays you ask a random person on the street and they would tell you they cannot live without a car. And I'd say the same. Like, I'd say today I cannot live without a car. But that's that's not the fault of anything else but decisions that we made decades and in some cases centuries ago to not prioritize mass transit for the betterment of our people. And we decided instead that individualism in travel, using cars that ended up being, dangerous for everyone and everything. The convenience of a car outweighed it. And to be fair, like, fine, there is something about a car that a train might not be able to achieve, but honestly, it's just the limitation on how far we've moved a train. If we could put, if I wanted to drive to the middle of the desert, we just put a train there. The train might only run a couple of times a day, but it'd all work out. It'd all come out in the wash. It'd all be subsidized. Trains that worked less would be subsidized by trains that worked more. It'd be simple as that. It would all sort of figure itself out, and all of a sudden, you'd never ever have to worry about taking yourself to having to drive, and you could always jump on a tram and read the paper or read your phone these days. Car and oil companies, yeah, they did. I know all about the car companies and fuel companies pushing for ripping out tram lines and replacing them with buses and freeways and stuff. Like, I feel like there is a lost opportunity. I think we are reversing it slightly. I think there's a realization that cars weren't the plan. You know what I always find quite funny? When movie companies like Hollywood create utopias, and so frequently those utopias are car free. They're so frequently car free. That's really funny that the common fantasy of man is a car-free society, yet we can't do it. Like, we just don't do that. Like, we can actually do that if we wanted to, Yeah, one more lane, bro. Just one more lane, please. It's like, this is like exactly what they've done with this fucking Melbourne Westgate Tunnel thing. It's just one more lane. It hasn't done anything. I was on the Westgate bridge today, and it was no better than it has ever been. And in fact, it's probably worse than it has ever been. All of that work that they did at the Westgate Freeway to split the lanes into the expressway and the exit lanes. You know the one thing that has done, the funniest thing that has done. This is always, I actually have found this in other examples. It has made the exit lanes faster than the express lanes. So now the 80 zone, where you get off at Millers Road or Williamstown Road or Grieve Parade out to the west, is quicker than the 100 km/h zone that just goes straight through towards Geelong. So you can now just go along at 80, straight past all the traffic in the peak, and then end up sort of 10 kilometers down the road, merging back in off the exit and entry lanes, having probably saved like 6 or 7 minutes to all the people who have had to queue up in the express lane. It's very funny. This shit is it's just a cliche by this point, because it's the same shit that happens on the Monash. You tend to be on the left lanes in the Monash, and they're faster than the right lanes. This happens in Sydney and New South Wales too, on the Princes Freeway out to the north, out to Central Coast. It was better to be in the left lanes half the time, because they were quicker than the right lanes. It's a story as old as time, and this shit's just. I don't understand how we don't admit that as a society, humans don't gel well with the concept of like traffic. Like we just don't gel well with that. It's the concept of crowd crush, but we're all in big metal boxes. Yeah, I live now about 7 or 8 minutes from the train. Much better than I did before. I was 20 minutes from the train by walking. So like I'm, you know, like if I had reason to actually go out, I'd use the train much more. I actually don't have that much reason to go out beyond having to drive my daughter to kinder, and that's not near a train line. And I steadfastly refuse to use a bus because buses fucking suck. I know what you said yesterday, that you like the bus, and we had a wonderful chat about the Frankston Knight Rider and sometimes a bus being all right, but I don't like buses. But I like trams and I like trains, and if there's a tram nearby my house, I'd be very happy to jump on it, even with my daughter, for the tram, 2 connecting trams between Williamstown and Footscray, and then Footscray and High Point. I'd totally do that. We would just take 2 trams, and I'd take her to kinder every morning without having to drive. But at the moment, like I'm car dependent. I am. It's just we've just played a game that just goes to one end, which is praying that self-driving solves this problem. But the reality is the problem isn't. What will end up happening is we'll admit the problem is drivers, and it is. So drivers will be abolished because we'll replace them with computers. But then we'll move on to the problem, which is that cars exist, period. Like, we just shouldn't have them. And then once you've abolished cars, why even have them? Why not just have mass transit? You're close to a station now. Too sure if the last place was close to one. Oh, not too sure. No, it wasn't. So I lived where I lived. I can just show you where I lived, the exact street and stuff, because I don't live there anymore. I'll show you exactly where I lived. Alright, maps.google.com. Here we go. I'll show you where I lived. So I lived at an address called 2/1 Beachley Street. I technically still own this house. I'm actually going there tomorrow to do some painting. I lived at 2/1 Beacher Street. So I once complained that I lived at a house that was a number/number, and that there was a house next door that was a number/number, which there is. So in my case, it's 2/1. And I'll tell you how bullshit this is, right? Before I get to the train situation, I'll tell you how fucking bullshit this is. So this is my house. This is actually my Tesla. It's my Tesla in the driveway. There you go. I don't know when this was taken. 2020. This was taken in 20. This is 26. This is actually very recent. This imagery is 26. This is actually extremely recent. So, and this is so recent that's my mum and dad's Holden Commodore during the move. So this actually was taken not even a few weeks ago, because I'm using the Holden here, this white car, to help me move, and I still have it. And I would have only got it from my parents at the start of Jan. So this map is not even 2 months old. So it's really good. But this is the crap that I got to deal with. So I live at 2/1. So there's 2/1, 1/1, 3/1. Opposite, there is 2B, 2A. Right here this is 1B, 1A. This is 1A, 1B. 1A, 1B. I think this isn't quite right though, because it has been fixed since this. Maybe it isn't a bit old, because this is all still construction zone. It's not construction zone anymore. It hasn't been now for a couple of years. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it isn't quite as I think. But that's 100% certain. That's maybe that isn't the Holden. Maybe it's not. Anyway, so there's 2/1, 1/1, 3/1, 2B, 2A, right? And so you can already imagine like someone doing delivery is trying to figure out a number 1, and then going to 2/1, and then a 2B, and then a 2A, trying to figure out where the things are, right? 100% it is. Like, it's ridiculous how frequently. I'm still dealing with it now. This is one Royal Parade, so sometimes it goes here. I've had it delivered here. I've had stuff delivered here. I've had it delivered here. I've had it delivered there and there. And the worst part is that the Google Maps, if you put directions into Google Maps, and it might even do this now. Let's have a look. We'll just go from Footscray Station. Let's see. Let's go from Footscray Station and see what it does. Oh, no, it gets it right this time. Okay. So they might have fixed it with any luck, although that doesn't go quite there. You're supposed to go in this way. What used to happen is it would take them here, specifically here. Because this is Pritchard Avenue, but this house here is 2/1 Pritchard Avenue. These cunts that have got like on the back of their car, like God is alive, or so they're religious nutters, right? Steal every package that goes to them. Like the amount of times that packages went around the corner to this house, because even you can see like on the map as the crow flies, it's not even 10 meters. Like it's not even 10 meters. So they would deliver it here, and then I would never see it again. Like, and this even happened just the other day, where my package got sent here, and I complained to Amazon, and Amazon sent the courier back to try and get it, and they were like, "We don't know what you're talking about, bro." So I feel like leaving a message to them saying, God knows what you did, you thieves, because they've stolen so much shit. Like they got a $600 RoboVac that got sent to them, and they'll 100% have a RoboVac in there that's worth more than that because it's on sale. It's worth like $2,000 RoboVac that they got. The best I got from them, because this did happen twice, the reverse happened twice, is I once received McDonald's twice on my doorstep with like 4 burgers in it, 4 chips, a bunch of drinks, nuggets. I was like, Jesus, this is awesome. But no, it turns out it cuts both ways. You can also see my ridiculous fence line, my ridiculous roof line. Look at this stupid roof line. There's no chance I was ever getting a good quality solar panels on this thing. I even had someone come out and check, and they were like, "Nah, this is not going to happen." Absolutely ridiculous. This is the modern house that was built in the late 2010s. Fucking shit heaps. I hate this place, and I'll be very glad to get rid of it. But yeah, you can see where all this issue had. So yeah, it was a 1/2 Pritchard Avenue, 1/1 2/1 Pritchard Avenue, 2/1 Beachley Street, 1/1 Beachley Street, 3/1 Beachley Street, which lists on the map as 111 as well. So even on the map, it doesn't quite get it right. Then there's 2B Beachley Street, 2A Beachley Street. This is 3 Beachley Street. Then there's 1A Royal Parade, 1 Royal Parade, 3 Royal Parade. Like the amount of times that they were getting this shit wrong, it just infuriated me. And so you know what I ended up doing? I ended up delivering it to my parents. My parents live down here in Edithvale, in here, and I just get delivered there, and I would go and pick it up whenever I go to my parents. I just stopped worrying about it. I stopped dealing with Amazon. Eventually got it right. So Amazon stuff I normally get delivered, at least, especially because Amazon would always would own up to it and refund me if they misdelivered it. And I'm sure they must have be getting pissed off with their couriers because it was happening all the time. So they'd be losing thousands of dollars on my account, but they would always refund it. So I never had any issues with Amazon. It was eBay, which I needed because of one-of-a-kind items, right? Like I needed them to be delivering it. So I ended up getting it delivered to my parents' place. To be fair, other than couriers, you could probably go to your local post office and speak to Simone about the constant mess ups, and they'd let the guy know. So in fairness to Australia Post, they actually didn't get it wrong. The guy had run this route for years. Like when I moved in, it's the same bloke that it is today. So he's been doing it for a long, long time. He doesn't get it wrong. So Australia Post is all right. It's the other blokes. Like it's the Star Trek is Oz Post. It's the DHL. DHLs get it wrong. What are these other companies called? There's a stupid company out of Canada. It's one of the fucking worst. Got this stupid name, and I don't think they've ever got it right one time. It's these other companies. Ozpost actually gets it okay. So yeah, don't have many issues with them. Anyway, the nearest train station is Tottenham. So to get to Tottenham, I had to walk. To get to Tottenham, bugger that off. Get to Tottenham, I have to walk this way. Either down there, down here, or down here, and you end up on Sunshine Bike Paths. This is a Sunshine Bike Path. And then you'd walk all the way in the sun, past the shitty factories, all the way down here. I've been into one of these factories as part of my work once. All the way down here, and then across here, go down through the tunnel, and then up the ramp here, and then you end up at Tottenham, which is a really bland like station. Like, you look at how many fucking tracks there are. How many fucking tracks there are here. You know, this is obviously a stabling yard for trains, and it's just train lines as far as you can see. The only nice part is you can see the city pretty well from here. So you know, on a nice day, you know, you got a pretty good view of the city over here from the station. But it's an extremely bland. There's no cover. They did actually add cover eventually. So yeah, they added this structure, which is cover. Same with this one, but none of this is cover. There's cover under here, which is kind of okay, and there's some cover over here. So they did sort of add a little bit of cover, which was all right. But yeah, this is the crap. Like, this is a 20 to 22, 23 minute walk, right? And then you get on at Tottenham, and it would take the train, yeah, West Footscray, Middle Footscray, Footscray. It would skip South Kensington, so it wouldn't stop there. Because South Kensington line, I think, connects up to like the Werribee line, goes that way or something like that. And then you get to North Melbourne, and I would stay on at North Melbourne if I was going around to Flinders Street, or if I was going to Southern Cross. I often got off at North Melbourne, just walked. If I was going here to Marvel, I would just walk. Sometimes easier to walk than deal with all the walking traffic coming out of Southern Cross / Spencer Street Station. Now I live quite close. I won't reveal exactly where I live in Williamstown, but now I live down here, and Williamstown Station's here, and I live well within 10 minutes walk of Williamstown Station, right at the end of the line. It's a really cool station. I was sitting right here the other day, which you can do. Like, you can see the line ends right there, and I was sitting right here, and I thought it was really cool. Like, you can genuinely just sit here and watch the train roll all the way up to the end with sort of no barriers or anything. So it's quite rare in Melbourne to be that, like in inner Melbourne especially, to be that close to a train line in walking distance without any kind of fence or barrier. And so I've always found that interesting, that yeah, there's never been any sort of fencing here to stop people from being so close. So I sat here and watched sort of a train roll up, and then stays here for about 3 minutes and then heads back the other way. But yeah, this is the station that I'm at now. Goes that way over to the Point Gellibrand Heritage Park, or like it's like a nature reserve, something like that. Yeah, it is an unnecessary footbridge. 100% agree. I noticed that myself. That yeah, I don't quite understand the point of the footbridge, because yeah, you literally could just go this way, and then like the bridge just connects up around there. Yeah, maybe it did. I don't know where it would have gone. Like, you can see that it's kind of dug out here, but the only place that it would have gone years and years ago is it might have wrapped around this way and headed over to the mobile terminal, which is up here. You can see them in the background there, the little silos. That's realistically the only thing I can think, because there's water behind that. So like this is like a little peninsula, so there's not really anywhere for it to go. Could have been it, because that mobile terminal, or some of the shipyards that might have wrapped around. But yeah, you're right. The footbridge is a bit. You can see the little Google Maps guy with his little doohickey on the back. Yeah, there isn't really a reason for that footbridge to exist, but I have stood up on the footbridge as well and watched the train come in, which is pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, that's where this is largely like within sort of 7 to 8 minutes where I live. By walking is pretty good. Brother just said Williamstown Pier was the next state. So it must have been here? It must have been here at the mobile refinery dock. Or was it literally here? End of the part. Yeah, okay. It was at the mobile refinery tank. Okay, so over here. Yeah, okay. So sort of at the breakwater pier. So not far. Yeah, there's really no reason to have a train that go that far. It's like 300 meters. So yeah, okay, that's fair. So it would have wrapped around, sort of, maybe it followed that trail and sort of ended up around here. Yeah, there's no reason for it. This is one of those examples where you should just walk. You should just walk. This is like a 2-minute walk. heading down that way. There's no reason to have a train line there. Okay, Williamstown. When I could probably Google that, couldn't I? Williamstown Pier Station. Williamstown Pier Station. Check media share old Williamstown photos. Ooh, let's have a look. Oh yeah, there it is. When did they get rid of that? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's have a look. Media share. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of wasted space. It's a fair income station. Oh, this is Williamstown, right? So it wraps around and goes that way. That's the footbridge. Okay, so that's Williamstown Station. And then this one's the Okay, this is the Williamstown Pier Station. All right. Yeah, I can see it continues and wraps around. So, okay, that explains the footbridge. That explains why that's still there. Yeah, so you can see like that doesn't exist anymore. That these things don't exist anymore. Yeah, this is where it ends now. So this is still Williamstown Station. This house is over here. This looks very similar to what it is, but probably a tiny little bit more infrastructure. I think here there's something like a tennis court or something like that there. Yeah, none of these towers exist anymore. This is all just sort of part of the national park. And these houses I think have been replaced with something else. Yeah, I'm not sure these houses are quite still there anymore. I've only been here like twice, so I haven't properly given it much of a look. And yeah, this is only one line in, so all of these lines have been removed. It's only a single line now since they don't need to run locomotive to the other end of the train. Yeah, so yeah, they're down to a single line, which is that line, and you can actually see it come in. When it comes in, it does sort of wrap around. So they've kept that alignment. That one's gone, and all those ones are gone. Yeah, so the Williamstown Pier Station ran until... yeah, man, and it didn't even run 24 years. Yeah, all right, all good, man. The station contained a goods yard that was used for grain shipment. I mean, what is this, a World War II photo? So this is the side of the pier here, so it ran this way. This is the water here. Originally named Pier, well, it's the original term is the Williamstown Railway line of the Melbourne Suburban Rail System. It was a suburb of Williamstown to the west of central Melbourne. The station existed primarily to serve the Williamstown's dock precinct. I mean, the Williamstown station would have served the docks precinct. It's like 3-4 minute walk. Maybe a little longer than that. Maybe 10-15 minute walk. The station contained a goods yard that was used for grain shipments up until the 60s. By mid-78, the station building was demolished and replaced with two smaller brick structures. The last services terminated at the station. Oh, okay, they still ran it. And they still ran it until 1987. Following a derailment of the sharply curved track leading to the station, all rail sleepers, overhead wires and seals were removed by 1998. Wow. Okay, I didn't realise they kept running it for so long. With the platform, track and overhead currently ending just under the Ann Street footbridge. Yes. Which is what we were looking at. The station was subsequently demolished and replaced with a car park and parkland. Okay, so that's that car park. Okay. Yeah, okay, I know where they're talking about now. So that's this. That's all this section. And maybe this section. So this is big empty car park here at the moment, which I'm absolutely certain that they will replace, they'll build houses on it eventually. I've got no idea what the point of this car park is. Because it's desolate and there's no need for it. There's not nearly enough of anything around here to need a car park. So I guess this is what was happening. It was going this way, and there's the sharp bend caused a derailment as it sort of ran around here. That's what all this is now for. They should have kept the station. That would have been cool. Yeah, it's disappointing. So this you can see this road here is probably this road here, I would imagine. So either it ran to there because there's that car park here, or it ran sort of here and there's a car park, something like that. Today, little remains of the Williamstown Pier, mostly demolished, aforementioned in the late 80s and 90s. A short section of disused tracks beyond Williamstown Station is the only remains of the old line. Yeah, and it's not a lot. Like, it's literally just like this section of track here. Like, even this isn't there anymore. I looked here. There's barely any track here. There's just a line here. I don't think there's any other track anywhere. They're kind of a shame, to be honest. It was then removed by 2021 when the Ferguson Street level crossing was removed. Where's the Ferguson Street level crossing? Back here, right? It's all the way back here. This one? Yeah, this is the one there. talking about, which is good. That's good. That one's gone. Ferguson Street to Colruyt Creek Road. There you go. Anyway, more media share. All right, let's have a look. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a full wraparound. So this is Williamstown station here. Okay, there's the alignment. There's the beach station. Oh yeah, it wraps hard. Oh yeah, okay. And it had again, and then they had okay, yeah, it went all the way out. Okay. And then it came out here to Williamstown Pier Station, the Thompson sidings. Nelson Pier. Oh yeah, really extended. It really went quite far. So it actually did sort of come out all the way out here. Out to sort of the pier. So I wonder if they retained any of the rails in here. Do you reckon like this sort of stuff connected to it? These railings? These rails? Maybe not. Like that rail stops there. Goes out to here. Yeah. So like you can see this dock rail stops here. I wonder if this used to be part of it. And this could connect up to the Williamstown. Because if they say that's the siding, yeah, this is the Nelson Pier entrance. There's the road. I would assume that's the road. So that's this Battery Road. And it must have gone through this car park. And then connected up to these sections of the pier. Yeah, he actually is quite a lot of it. Yeah, they were a part of the yard. Yeah, makes sense. Welcome, Bedtime Bandit. Yeah, this is the brother. Finally convinced you to get in here. We ask too many questions, right? You felt the need to come and answer it properly. It's fair enough, to be honest. Yeah, thank you for answering. Thank you for dropping so much train knowledge. I am firmly a train amateur on this stream, so it's always good to get knowledge of trains more than my own. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I kind like in some way I kind of would have liked to see them keep some of the relics of it, because I walked through here the other day. It's just grass. Like, it's straight up just grass. Like, I walked from here, Cecil Street down, and I sort of cut across this grassland. I saw like a couple of dead birds. It's just grass. I think it would have been nice to even let it grow over. It's okay. He's a K-pop amateur. Yeah, I could drop a lot of K-pop knowledge. Yeah, I feel like there would have been some cool to keep some of the relics of it, just to be able to sort of see it. Yeah, I mean, this is all private land, so you can't go in here, and this is all still quite well used, as far as I know. I know they use this stuff up here. And I actually see the boats get sort of lowered in and out over here. I go here quite a lot. The HMAS Castlemaine's here. You can go to Castlemaine if you want to pronounce it like that. Am I coming to the Steam Rail Open Day? Oh, where is it? Hang on. Last year there was so many things I wanted to go to. Saturday 7th. You know what? That's Formula 1 weekend. I can potentially go on the Saturday, but I don't think I can go on the Sunday. Because Sunday I've got Formula 1 and then I've got the footy. Footy's on that day too. But like, I don't live far away from this. I live sort of over this way. So I could walk there almost. Maybe not quite, but I could almost walk there. We could train it there easy, actually. Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should. Why don't they just leave them there full time and let me go? I have been there. It was pretty good. It does run until the Monday. Also, the ticket includes admission to the museum. All right, maybe I need to go then. Maybe I just go on the Monday. Because I don't see why I can't go on the Monday. It's Labor Day, right? Yeah, it's a public holiday for me. I say for me is in because my whole team at work is in Sydney, so they don't get that day. But I'll either go on the Saturday or I'll go on the Monday, but I can't go the Sunday. I probably can't. Well, I might be able to go the Monday, but I'd probably go on my own and take my daughter with me. And just the two of us can go because my missus will be at work. But on Saturday, she'd be able to come. So maybe I'll go on the Saturday. All right, I will. I'm going to put in my calendar right now. I'm going to put in my calendar because I want to go. Do I have to book, I guess? Maybe it'll... Do you think it'll sell out? Yeah, I went there last year. It was quite nice. I quite enjoyed the museum. The only thing I didn't like is they had a building that had model trains in it, and it was closed. And I really wanted to go in and have a look. I really like model trains. I wanted to go in and look. What am I opening up here? Calendar. March 7th. What is it? Newport. Steam. Open day. And that's all day. And she's gonna get it in her calendar, and she's gonna be like, what the fuck is this? What's this? It's an open venue, so I doubt they'd really sell out. But you'll be in line if you don't order online. All right, I'll see if she's keen to go on the Saturday. She's always keen to do something. Like, she did like the train museum, to be fair, but don't think it'll sell out. All right, fair enough. So I mean, I assume they'll have more than what I saw last time, which it sounds like they do. It's because I didn't see any of this sort of thing as far as I know. So I will go. Cool. Anyway, I like it down here. I like this. I like this area, Williamstown. It's good. It's where I am right now. I'm not that drunk, I promise. All right, let's watch the rest of this. We've got 10 minutes of this to go, and then I'll play a game.
As long as you stayed out the way of trams, there wasn't a need to adhere to strict road rules here because you were very unlikely to get killed by a vehicle. The first cars travelled very slowly and weaved their way around other road users in much the same way horses and carts had done for centuries. But as cars became more commonplace, they started taking over the existing road environment.
This is it, man.
Creating
Sucks
a new
now.
danger with their higher speeds and heavier weights, forcing other vehicles to follow stricter rules, and forcing pedestrians from the road almost entirely. As the years went by, bitumen replaced dirt, cars got faster, and drivers got used to the road being for them. There was never a single point where we all got together and decided that roads are for cars now. It just slowly happened. What had happened around was the pre-existing tram network, the nature of which was relatively unchanged on a fundamental level. That space between the tram and the roadside, once a dusty strip for people and animals, was now for traffic. In other cities all around Australia,
I wonder if you dragged someone from, like,
world,
the 1910s. I mean, there are people from the 1920s who are alive today, so I wonder what they think about this. They'll have both steam and diesel locos running. Look, as an amateur, a train's a train. For me, that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad thing. So I will be happy to go and enjoy for whatever it is I see, because I couldn't tell you anything about them, but I like what they look like and I like the noise they make and the steam that comes out. That's what I will enjoy, and my daughter will get a kick out of it too. So I will go and have a look. It should be good fun. Yeah, I always need something to do. We haven't been doing a lot these weekends, so even though that weekend's gonna be very busy, because on the Sunday I've got Formula 1 all day, and then the footy at night time. So I'm gonna be sports all day that day, and so yeah, Saturday I will go to do that. Only if she doesn't want to go, I'll go on the Monday instead. I'll just pretend I'm working. Yeah, action packed. It is action packed weekend. So I assume both of you are going. If both of you are going, then if you're going on Saturday, which day is going? Because I might end up seeing you there.
Car was absolute, with tram systems closing completely, but not here in Melbourne.
Cool.
Just as there was no one moment when roads became for cars, There was no
You haven't
one
des-
moment
okay, you haven't
when
decided
this
yet.
type of tram stop became a bad idea. It's a situation that just
Well,
steadily
I'm definitely
became
a
more
write-off for the
dangerous as
Sunday,
cars
but
became more dangerous, and as
It'll
drivers'
for me a
awareness
little
of
bit.
trams in
The
general
only reason I don't,
declined.
I'm not.
In the 1940s,
I mean, it is late. It is Labor Day, isn't it? So it should be. It should be pretty quiet. It should be pretty busy even on the Monday, but I would think that the Monday just might be slightly less busy than the Saturday. And I'm not a big like crowds fan, so although I don't imagine it'll be super busy, but we'll see. So maybe Monday, I don't know. More than likely the Monday. We have but replacements on the Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, okay. Monday, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll figure out what one sort of works for us. I'll ask her. If she wants to go, I'll have to go on the Saturday. If she, oh, you have rail replacement bus. Okay, it makes it. Yeah, okay. Bus replacements. Yeah, then Monday is probably a good idea. If she doesn't want to go, then I probably will just take my daughter on Monday and we'll go together. We can just bum around and whatever. Yeah, so it'll really depend on where
every state capital city had a tram network, as
she'll
well as a
probably
lot of
want to
smaller
go.
regional cities.
Unless she
Here in Victoria,
says I've
Geelong,
got something else
Ballarat,
on.
and Bendigo all had trams. Drivers from all around the country
And I don't
would
know,
have
she comes
known
up
how
with
to
most of the
drive around
plans.
trams and
So
been familiar with how
there's
passengers
all
access them. The main thing that makes these stops dangerous
But there's-
now
I've got something
is
else
that
on, I don't
despite
know.
there being over 1,000 of them around Melbourne's inner suburbs, it's no longer a situation that appears anywhere else in the Australian road environment. Road rules are managed at a state level, as is licensing for drivers, so as a Victorian, I had to learn the rules about safely navigating these tram stops as part of getting my driver's licence. But there's no real requirement for Australian drivers to learn the rules of other states they drive into. I mean, you're probably supposed to look them up, but there's no formal process for this and certainly no enforcement.
Yeah, I try to
This
look
is
up
a
the
system where
road
tram
rules.
passengers'
Just give me,
lives
you know,
depend on approaching
because
drivers
there are
knowing
road
the
rules
rule,
different
but it's
in
an
each
accepted
state.
fact that the approach...
The one that's most different, because I've been to South Australia quite recently, the one that's most different about South Australia that I noticed was the school zones. The school zones are like 24 hours a day and just say when children are present, and the speed limit is 30. You know, as opposed to here where it's 40 and only during times, which I actually think the South Australian one's better. Like, why do we have it on a time limit? Just make it 30. Just make it 40 all the time. I don't understand it. Just fucking make it 40, right? There should be very limited circumstances where it's variable, and in those cases, just have a variable speed limit sign and just change the sign at a specified time. That would be much, much, much better. Otherwise, just have it the same speed every single time. You can go past a school at 40, even at 12 o'clock. Who cares? We have streets like that now. Like, I don't understand. You know, there's plenty of streets in the inner parts of the city that are 40. So just make every school zone 40. Just do it. Because I forget. Like, it'll be like 10 past 9, and fuck, it's a school zone. I gotta slow down. Because I've forgotten. You know, I'm having that issue now on the Strand. I go past sort of 9:15. It's 15 minutes of the school zone left, so I've got to slow down. And I sometimes forget because I didn't notice the sign as I go past a very nondescript school that is there, Westburn Grammar, on the Strand.
Driver could be from interstate or even on an international license and have no idea that this situation even exists. Even for myself, I learnt those rules and
Did you know, sorry, I keep stopping this stream. Did you know that in New South Wales, there is actually a few intersections, not many, maybe like just 2, and I've used one before. There's some intersections where they have a turn left on red when safe. So I know there's one near, I can actually show you where it is. There's one near, I've shown this on stream before actually. Absolutely agree. I nearly hit someone not looking as he was getting out of the car right in front of the primary school. Yeah, they really all, yeah, exactly. And they're people, and people go to schools for varying reasons. Like they are, you know, they're not just areas that only have activity at 9 and 3. Like, they are places where people are visiting. Sometimes kids leave early. People in year 12 on a Wednesday afternoon, at least at Parkdale when I was going there, have their study hours. They just go home. So they're leaving it, Wednesday at 12 o'clock. These are 17-year-olds. They're still kids. They're still walking across the road. So like as far as I'm concerned, and there's some schools that have Sunday school and Saturday school. You know, what about those days? Yeah, schools are essentially 24/7 if they're open as playgrounds. Yeah. My primary school used to, even as a high school, sometimes go and kick the footy when my parents had a holiday place out in Phillip Island. We'd often go to the school and kick the footy around at the back of the school. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand how we created such a complex system when the reality was we just should have had a 40 zone. What was I about to show you? Oh yeah, in Sydney, it's in IKEA Tempe on Princess Highway in Tempe, New South Wales. There is a road. It's one of these roads. So I'm pretty sure it's the one near, not that one. It's not that one. No, it's not that one. I reckon it's this street. I don't remember the street name, so that's why. Bellevue Street. Let's have a look. If it's still there. No, it's not. Was it that one? It should be that one because it's only a 2022. So maybe it's not this one. It's one of these streets. One of these streets has a turn left on red. No, it's not Bernie Street. Could be this one. This one might have too many. Let's have a look. No, this one's too busy. It's one of these streets around here, and it has a little sign on it. It says, yeah, turn left on red when safe. Victoria Street? No. It's somewhere around here. Anyway, you have to just trust me. But I used it. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird turning left on a red light. Because I know you might know, in America they've got it, right? I'm sure it was near here. I'm sure it was near the Hungry Jacks. It has to be this. Yeah, it said it. Did you see it? It says it. It says it. There it is. No, yeah, turn left at any time with care, but that sign faces the other way. It's here. It's not this one. There's a sign here on this stop sign. It used to say, yeah, turn left any time. But I don't know why they've blurred it. Why have they blurred it? It's here. It's this one. God damn it. Why the fuck did they blur it? It's because this idiot doesn't want to be seen on Google. There was definitely a sign here that said turn left anytime. Yeah. Fucking, mate, your house isn't that special. You're not that special. Jesus Christ. There's nothing going on here that anyone cares about, right? You're not special. Just let Google have your data.
Remember the specifics, perhaps in part because I'm a tram enthusiast, but I virtually never drive in the inner city. So it's a situation I've only encountered a handful of times in practice. There would be plenty of Victorian residents who learnt the rules originally, but have then driven for decades without ever actually having to practice them. Shout out to random guy on the internet 2444 for providing this example.
I was always so confused when I go to the city every once in a while.
So onto all those non-Melbourne people who were sure this would never be allowed where they live. Well, I'm telling you now, if your city had
they still shove the little
street
flip out
cars,
stop
trolleys,
signs,
and street running interurban
especially
at
the
any
back,
time
just
before
flip it
about
out.
the 1980s, then your city had this type of stop.
That means stop.
That very much includes Sydney. Sydney had a massive traditional tram
Yeah,
network.
you're right. It does say stop and it's got little pedestrian legs. So actually, that is very confusing. Why would you assume as a car that was for you? It could mean stop as a pedestrian when you're entering. Yeah.
Guess what the stops looked like? The only reason you don't see this in Sydney today is that they completely ripped up their entire network in the 50s and 60s, replacing the whole lot with buses. They started again from scratch in the late 90s, and everything you see in the city now is built to 21st century standards with full platform stops.
Their trams.
Just like anything built in Melbourne in the 21st
Yeah, I used to use
century.
them before I moved.
If Sydney's original network
Could do
had
with
survived in the way
a
Melbourne's
slightly
did,
larger
it
stop
would have
sign.
most
I agree.
certainly
Yeah, they were
survived
too
with
small.
widespread use of roadside stops.
But I reckon they could. I reckon as almost even as a heritage thing, they could still do it. Like they could still at the back of the tram, you know, have a flick out sign, an actual octagon stop sign, flick out the back, and you have to stop at the back of the tram. I feel like that's an easy way to do it.
They didn't choose to have a better kind of tram network. They chose to have no tram network, then changed their minds 60 years later and only have a comparatively small system today.
It is
Melbourne
better.
certainly does now
I think
have
I
more
might
of these
subscribe
stops
to
than any
Tate
other
said.
network on the planet.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we're not the only ones. A lot of commenters were sure this doesn't happen in North America or Europe. Well, boy, do I have news for you. The US and Canada were once covered in streetcar and interurban systems with roadside stops.
Yeah, they're still pretty
like
bad,
this,
even in
and there are still some in use today
America
on
and Canada.
surviving older systems. They're really widespread in Toronto. From what I can tell, they're similarly common there. To
Isn't the
Melbourne,
second
relative to
biggest
the
in
size
like
of their much
San
smaller
Francisco?
system. In the US, they exist
But
in pretty
we,
small
but Melbourne's
numbers, but
like
you can
is
still see them in San Francisco.
It's like Melbourne and then
Philadelphia,
you know
Boston,
Melbourne and then like
Pittsburgh,
everyone else
Pennsylvania.
down here.
And there's probably some more I haven't noticed. Over in Europe, most systems have done a lot more to avoid or remove these stops, but there are a lot of tram systems in Europe, so there are still plenty of examples. Here are some in Lisbon, Berlin, Heidelberg, the original one, Oslo, Rome, Lviv,
original
and Prague.
Heidelberg.
Something pretty unusual about this Czech example is that passengers have to walk across 2 lanes of traffic. That's not common in Melbourne, but we do have a handful of places where it happens. Here's one example at the southbound Route 78 stop at Chapel Street and Turak Road.
Well,
So obviously
and
this
all
type of
these
stop
people
is now pretty
have
dangerous in the
still,
modern road environment.
ran
But
through the
what
bloody
are the
stop
actual
sign.
solutions here? With around 1,000 of these stops surrounding the city, it's hard to imagine them being fully eliminated anytime soon.
I mean, if they were willing to spend all that money on level crossing removals, I feel like 1,000 tram stops isn't that expensive. Like the level crossing removals are absurdly expensive, and they don't get me wrong, they absolutely should be done. Grade separation should have been done in design, not now, but you know, better late than never. I feel like the roads are not that hard. Like if this tram is the tram going, then just make a road bigger road, like level up. So just make this section level, right? Surely that is cheaper. Surely you could do 10 of these for every level crossing removal you do, plus all the CFMEU corruption fees that they've got, right? I feel like eventually someone will do it.
I think a good start would be, as a minimum, implementing a more consistent indication on the trams themselves. Toronto is, perhaps surprisingly, much better at this. They have specific messaging and also flashing red lights pointing towards oncoming drivers, mounted on the side of the streetcars as well as on the edge of the doors. Much clearer than some of the very cryptic indications we have here. There's also a lot we could do to make stop locations stand out more to approaching motorists. Some stops do have a
I agree with
painted
this
on the
actually. I
road,
mean,
but I'm not sure.
If you weren't going to do this, you actually make proper stops. Like we have heaps of stuff on site on footpaths that I was about to say sidewalks. I know you caught me. On footpaths that block everything else. Just fucking put things that are convenient there though. Make, you know, add a nice fancy stop, put
Boy,
a
how much difference that makes.
seat.
I actually think it might be better to mark them like zebra crossings, which is a much more well-understood indication
agreed.
of pedestrian right-of-way, and something interstate drivers should be able to interpret without specific local knowledge. Going back to that stop in Berlin
That's a
for
good
a
idea,
moment,
actually.
if we go back up the road a little,
That is a good
we'll
idea.
see this stop is actually protected by a tram-activated traffic light, and I believe that's the case for most or possibly all remaining examples of
also a
these
cool
stops
idea.
in Berlin. This seems like something which would be pretty easy to implement here, even if it was just at the most dangerous locations. I do have some other ideas which might not gain public approval.
I mean,
you could fit stops with a row of tyre spikes, fit trams with flamethrowers, or there's the Portal 2 solution.
The government,
Anyway, just some
straight out the side of the wall.
I'd love
The
to say
government
better regulation in
will
car
always find the
licensing is
worst
also
solution
an
though.
answer,
Victorian
but
government's very
I think
good
we all know what the chances
at
of
finding
that
the
are.
worst
The ultimate
possible
aim would be to
solution
convert as many stops as possible
to do any
this
infrastructure.
type, seen here on Route 86 at the Northcote Town Hall. Around 15 years ago, the outer traffic lanes were eliminated completely, being replaced by proper platforms. and cars just have to wait behind the trams when they stop.
That's also a good
yes,
idea.
motorists hate this, but
Who
just a
cares?
little reminder that this tram here routinely carries at least 150 times more people than the average private car, so
Yeah.
they can just wait.
Yeah.
There is a bike lane running over the platform, not ideal, and some cyclists don't stop, but the danger to passengers is extremely low compared to a normal road lane.
Until,
There are
like, a
lot of very
78-year-old man
lightly used
dies.
Suburban stops that might not justify
That'll cause a
rebuild
lot.
and may need to be closed permanently, but in some
We have committee meeting minutes from 1857 complaining how the public population wasn't using a footbridge and crossing the railway lines directly. Where? Which footbridge? How badly was the footbridge designed? Crossing the railway lines directly. Yeah, it takes people a long time to figure out the dangers of things. I mean, 1857 trains would be no less dangerous than the ones today, would they? But I don't, yeah, they went pretty quick, so they're maybe a bit louder. You could hear them, maybe a little better. I mean, admittedly, this is a very hot take, right? But if you just had 2 train lines and visibility was good, and you had no obstacles to get over them, I would suggest that objectively that's safer than crossing lanes of traffic, right? Because trains are far less frequent. They're extremely predictable. They don't change lanes. They're bigger. And typically the train line would be thinner than the lane for the car. And so you'd only have to look, both ways. Again, there's, this is like all else being equal, right? It's like as soon as it's like a blind corner, you have to climb a fence, or it's peak hour trains that are every 3 minutes. It's middle of the night. Like as soon as that sort of happens, fine. But objectively, in perfect conditions for each situation, I feel like crossing a train line should objectively be safer than crossing a road. And I've done, I haven't done both. I've not ever crossed a train line, like an active train line. I've crossed inactive train lines, but I've never crossed an active train. Well, that's not true. I was a firefighter for a while. I have been on train lines like that that are in use, but we've told them to suspend trains. So that's not true. I have done that. But I've crossed roads plenty of times at all sorts of days. It's not illegal to do that. It's interesting that it's not illegal to do that. Like, why is it illegal to jaywalk, but not, across like a straight thing? But if I went to the Frankston train line in a section there that you could just cross over, all of a sudden I walk onto the trains, I'm a trespasser. It's interesting. I don't know. A bit like the one at Williamstown. Yeah, pretty small. It was out near Albert Park. They're on like the old St Kilda line, which they probably still have, because it's just a tram line now, light rail, isn't it? Look, I could almost picture exactly which footbridge it is if it's still there, because I can imagine that area pretty well.
In some cases, that may not be such a bad thing. A lot of Melbourne's network has very close stop spacing, and thinning out some of the lesser used stops could be a net win for passengers. Although you'd want to be careful not to get too carried away with that idea. Just quickly, I've seen a lot of people suggest just moving the tram tracks to the outer lanes of roads to get direct access to the curb. Outside of a few niche applications, here's a rare example in Vienna, this just creates a lot more problems than it solves.
Because you end up having cars cut in front of trams, and you end up slowing the trams down. Yeah, I don't see this as being a good idea. I get it in theory. Like if you could create grade separation for turns and stuff, it'd be cool, but that's so expensive. It just would never happen. You got to grade separate this sort of stuff. Honestly, my idea would just be, let's just put trams separate from the road. Like let's either not have them on the same piece of hardware, i.e. the asphalt, completely separate it. Actually, in this circumstance, I think almost would be better is this tram on the right next to the tram on the left. So they run parallel to each other, and then have the cars next to that. right? And so these people would cross the tram lines, and then there'd be a median strip here where they could enter the tram on the right side from here, and they'd never have to interact with the road at all, except if you come from over there. Full light rail like Port Melbourne, St Kilda. Yeah. I haven't taken that many times. I have taken the light rail from St Kilda Pier once or twice. Not bad. I actually do quite like the idea. I'm glad that the train line didn't just get ripped up for like a road. I'm glad that they had the foresight to go, at least we'll put in something that's still mass transit, because the light rail isn't bad. I think I would have liked maybe a train, but a tram is definitely still pretty good for that area. It's not a long route. I'm glad they didn't put just cars in and shit. I'm genuinely an extremist for trams sometimes. I want them to put a tram down Beach Road, just all the way down Beach Road from St Kilda to Mordialloc. Put it down the entire route. Have it go from the St Kilda tram through Brighton Beach, down to Mordialloc train station. Have the entirety of Beach Road ripped out and just put a tram line in it. It'd be sick. It'd be so good. You can have the tram go all the way up to Fisherman's Bend. It'd be great. They were originally going to run it into Flinders Street Station, but Crown Casino stopped it. They could have run it into Crown Casino. It would have been cool. Imagine the tram having a tram stop have a casino station, and the tram could literally roll up at the casino. That fucking Crown.
It's a lot more problems than
I was
it
at Crown
solves,
today. I
and
dropped my
would be
missus off
far more
there. She had
expensive than just
dinner
upgrading stops, so
at Nobu.
it's not the answer. Despite the fact
Crown
that we do
sucks.
have good examples of how to fix this
It's
situation,
okay once every, like,
real-world
5 years.
progress on upgrading stops has been absolutely glacial.
Crown should
and
be
I
a
don't
pop-up.
believe there's any plan to eliminate roadside stops completely. What there is a plan for is providing level boarding at all tram stops. In fact, the network was required to meet this goal by the end of 2022.
Didn't even get close.
Something that did not even slightly happen. Level boarding is of course very important, but it doesn't mean eliminating tram stops in traffic lanes, because level boarding can be achieved with this type of stop, the one with the cars driving over the raised platform. So for the foreseeable future, passengers will continue to walk
This is
across
also
traffic
Richmond.
lanes to get to their trams on much of the network. If you're a tram passenger, always look out as you step off the tram, and if you're driving a car in Melbourne, please make sure you're familiar with the rules about driving with trams, and try as hard as you can not to run over passengers at tram stops. We really don't like it. Thanks for...
The Victorian Railways had a tramway from St Kilda to Brighton Beach that was 5'3" inch. Melbourne Tramways Board had a tramway from Sandringham to Mentone. Where? Was it on Beach Road or was it inside? Did they replace it with that fucking road that goes through... It's that road that goes in the inside of Beach Road. I forget what it's called. It's been done before. It can be done again. They definitely should. There's a road that goes on the inside of Beach Road. It goes past like Mentone Grammar. I forgot what that road's called. But they should replace that with the train line. If they're not going to do Beach Road, replace that inside road with the tram line. I mean, if they can rip up the entirety of like Gold Coast Highway or whatever that is for fucking trams, they can do it for Melbourne too. Like Gold Coast, in the Gold Coast, you know, cars could only go down the Gold Coast Highway to get from one side, to get from like Broad Beach to Southport. You got to drive, and they ripped the entire thing up and put a tram in, and now it's a single lane cars half the time. Half the time it's stuck behind the tram anyway. They could do that in Melbourne. They could do that in Melbourne. Beach Road's not that busy. You could easily put a tram in that goes from St Kilda to Mordialloc. If they really wanted to. I really think they should. If I was the Premier, I'd be advocating for a tram system that's 10 times the size of what it is now. And we're already the biggest by far. I'd be advocating for trams everywhere. Tram lines, out in the outer suburbs. You know, don't have a train out to you know, from Frankston to Mornington. Put a tram out there. Don't need to be a train extension. Put a tram out there. I actually think the residents would be much more interested in a light rail that runs from Frankston to Mount Eliza to to Safety Beach and whatever. Same with like Point Cook. Like, why not run a tram from Williams Landing to Point Cook? You don't have to run a train line out there, but you can easily have like these places that they make in these, you know, shit old cookie cutter suburbs that are doing out in the north. You know, just go from the nearest train station and put a tram to the Coles. Just stick a tram that goes from the fucking train line to Bunnings, and all of a sudden everyone will be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Bunnings, right? A coastal light rail would be golly. Yeah, 100% it would be. That'd be sick. It'd be like something out of a, you know, Japanese anime movie, like a Ghibli movie or something. Like, it'd be great. But here we are.
Much for watching.
Here we are. What is this outro music? What is this? This is dope. Stop for trams. Yeah, this is a whole thing. February dashcam compilation coming out soon, actually. We'll watch that in a couple of weeks. Who sold out? Oh, that was a Palmer United party. Yeah, I mean, we already have trams in interesting places in Melbourne. Why not just make more? If Toorak residents are willing to put up with a tram, then so can every other suburb. I think trams improve the value of your properties. Like, maybe a train running behind your house might be a little hard, but a tram is nice. A tram is sweet. Tram's easy.
Stupid people can get off and board at lights.
I'm not even sure what this one means. It's like
stupid people can get off and board at light. What?
I think it's like
get off and
I think what they're
board.
trying to say is stupid people can get off and board at lights. Like, I think they don't understand that's actually a real tram stop.
Oh, yeah.
But
okay.
say it like they've. So I think it's be like, stupid people can get off.
Stupid people can get off and board at lights.
That's good. I like myself a good Tate Set video. He is the man who conduits the experts to the casuals, to me. All right. I did say what game am I playing? I was going to play iRacing. I was gonna do iRacing. So the question is, I've got you, Sandwich Man, here, and me, and your brother, and I'm sure your brother doesn't play Overwatch. Do you want me to play iRacing Arcade, or do you want to play Overwatch? Although I feel like you've been playing Overwatch. I did check this since we were playing Overwatch most of the afternoon, so you can tell me if you don't want to play it. However, I've got Overwatch, I've got Road to Empress 1. And yes, there was also Fears to Fathom. You're right, and I would be up for Fears to Fathom too. I definitely would. I saw another streamer playing this the other day. I actually didn't realize this was quite popular at the moment, so I'm interested in playing this at some point. I was even thinking of doing a secret stream to just play at Road to Empress rather than waiting, because next week we're gonna do K-pop, but the week after we definitely want to play Road to Empress. But I kind of want to do it before it sort of, goes to nothing. So we've also got this game, Berry. So if you're not interested in Overwatch, I'm going to play one of these. I might do iRacing Arcade, but I kind of want to do this one first, because this one looks ridiculous and I'm not sure what's going on. So I might play this game. Menherarium is like a Balatro, but it's with a yandere girl. So I kind of want to do this too. It's kind of a demo night, isn't it? All right, we won't do Overwatch. Let's play this. Let's play this. I did open my loot boxes before because I ended up getting the 2 legendaries from the rest of the Twitch things, and I got, what did I get? I got one of the, there's a Christmas one. I like a Tracer Christmas one. That's right, and then something else. I don't remember what it was. They're all demos, so you can have a crack at them. Probably not too long. Yeah, true. I'll give them a go. Let's go. Not even remotely drunk. I've had 2 of my beers in about 2 hours, so I can open up my next one in a sec. I didn't even notice that the last ad would have played. These 2 links are for the 2 tramways. All right, let's have a look. Game hasn't started though. Oh yeah, there it goes. The Electric Street Railways. Oh yeah. So it ran from St Kilda. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is the road that I meant. This is basically, it ran down Ormond Road. Okay. Okay, this is actually a little further away than I thought. Yeah, but I know exactly what this is. Down to Brighton Beach. How long did it run for? That's the tram. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Man, why did they get rid of this? They closed it in the 50s. After many discussions, the line beyond Middle Brighton to Brighton Beach was closed. And it just got replaced by fucking cars. Like... So they ran Sandringham, Fernhill Road, Royal Avenue, Bluff. Yeah, okay, down Bluff Road. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I know where that is. Down to Blackrock. They should have kept this. Like, it's not that busy now. Like, Bluff Road isn't that busy. It's never this busy. They could, yeah, easily keep it on Balcombe Road. You know, there's only Balcombe Road for 100 meters. 4th Street, Pasadena Avenue, Pacific Blue, down to Mark Street to Beau Morris. And then back up, back to Balcombe Road. Charman Road, and then it connects to Cheltenham. Yeah, Cheltenham train. Man, why would they get rid of this? It's such short-sightedness. Like, it should be a crime to build infrastructure and then get rid of it. Like, if you build infrastructure, you need to. I feel like you need to genuinely demonstrate that in the following 100 years it wouldn't be valuable to people living in the area. I think there needs to be, I think when we do infrastructure, I mean, I know we have this, we have Infrastructure Australia, but I feel like they should be required to do, you know, sort of cost benefit analysis of getting rid of something over a very long period of time. Like an independent panel needs to look at a piece of infrastructure over 100 years and go, do we think in 100 years there's absolutely zero chance of this being valuable? And the only reasons why it wouldn't be is if they're tearing down the entire section of that land and turning into national park or something, and that no one's actually going to live there, because they would realize very quickly, they all destroyed by a fire. They'd realize very quickly that no, we probably could do with this, you know, in 100 years. It would be actually quite useful. The Cheltenham extension was a planned route, and the Blackrock to Beau Morris extension was horse-drawn. Horse-drawn tram? Man, take me back. Oh yeah, horse tramway route. Oh yeah, cool. Man, take me back. What is that? Did I open the other one? What happened to the other one? This one. Where is that? Oh, here. Man, people excited for a Sandringham tramway. Look at them all. Look at them all. So disappointing. Trams rule. Trams rule, cars rule. It's obvious after the war that something had to be done to the track as it was in a terrible state. Just pay money and fucking build a fucking... Alright, anyway. I need to change the category. I can put berry. When's my ad running? My ad is coming on soonish. Berry. There it is. Okay. We got ad. Ad starts in 12 minutes. I might run it now just before we start this game, so I've got just like a solid hour to play this thing. So let me take a quick break, and I can go to the toilet, get myself another beer. I do have a beer here, but I could do with a 4th beer. Feeling alright at the moment. I'll be back in a sec. You know what I did? I just ran a 1 minute 30 ad, but it didn't stop my ad. I ran the wrong ad. I just ran a 1 minute 30 ad, and I can't stop myself from running another ad in 10 minutes. Fuck. All right, that's my bad. It means we're gonna have another ad soon. Oh, that's all right. We'll play the game, and then we'll take a break when it comes. All right, let's go. And I didn't get myself a drink. Jeez. Press E to pick up berries and objects. Oh, I have a beer anyway. We'll get another beer soon. I'm supposed to get myself another beer, so I had one later. Okay, I already see what's happening here. I need to deal with the berries, otherwise this place is gonna get full very quick. Okay. Proceed to pick up the berries. Left mouse button to throw. Put a berry in the hole, pick up a coin, repeat until bedtime. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'm just moving things out of the way. Why was it giving me a You don't want to stay up too late. Let me just do my work. Go to bed and bank your money. Okay, this is a it's a roguelite. Okay, that's prestige. Doesn't say how much money they are though. Okay, it's a roguelite. I just prestige. Twitch wants you to grab another beer. Don't give in to the temptation. I will at the next I definitely will at the next ad. What are you doing? Go away. Shut up. Good job. Did you know you can hold down E to pick up coins easier? That doesn't seem to help that all that much. What happens if I go in the hole? Ah, I can. And I drop $2 down the hole? Ah, okay. So I do die. Huh? He's not able to go down the hole. This is an interesting game. I always find it interesting how like people on Steam rate sort of this shit as psychological horror. I mean, it has to be 12-year-olds, right? Like, there's no way people are scared of this sort of thing. Let's go to bed, boss. Alright. What do we got? Vacuum start. Can I get the vacuum? I cannot. There's definitely some money and things it's telling me. A movable hole. Will the hole. The Berry Buddy Plus. I don't have enough money for anything. There's definitely something I can't see. Video full screen. 920 by 20. Oh yeah, I've just gone back to this, and it's now no longer letting me go back up. So this is the limit. I did the tab. I know. I changed. Man, it really should never have been that bad. Like, it just completely crashed the stream. Ridiculous. Sacrifice into the hole. I tried to put him in the hole, and it just bounced out of the hole. Oh, gold one. Ooh. I now have $10. Don't look at me like that. I want to press that button. I need to press that button. Alright, I have $23, $50, $10,000, $15, $25, $500, $250. Not available in the demo. 30, 8.5. Not available in the demo. Not available in the demo. 250. Not available. I can't do anything. I can do that. So far, so good. No, I'm not hating this game. If it's like $12, I'll do it. fuck. Fell. I had $9 before though. I thought I didn't have that kind of money. $5. Gold one. Here we go. Don't have a lot of time. You should give me more time, bro. Give me more time. $21. Yeah, 25 I get the vacuum. So we'll do one more of these and I get the vacuum on the next one. Day 7. So check Sunny's sunbeams for the remaining day. Ah, okay. No. God damn it. Fell down the fucking hole. There's a lot going on in this stream right now. Oh. Cool. Cool. Alright. Alright. Doing great. Unlock the star orb generator. I used to upgrade the berry buddies. Sucker, I want the vacuum. Not cool, you're trapped in that room. When do I get the vacuum? Here we go. Hold E to suck up vacuum, left button to fire it out, hold it down. Hold control to charge the vacuum blast, release to fling objects in front of you. Do I care about that? I don't know. Can I? Hey. Here we go. A little bit more going on. Stop grey, whatever I got. Every berry put down the hole has a chance to spore a star orb. not in there. Apparently that doesn't do anything. What happens if I don't go to bed quick enough? Where'd the star orb go? Ah. Cool, cool. Let's go. Ah! I only got like $3. So I got 2 of the star orbs instead. Berry buddies go up. Yep, let's go. Reminds me of Slime Rancher. I've never played Slime Rancher. I have heard of it. Throw the star wand at berry buddies. I don't know how to really pick that up. Okay. What did that do? Nothing. I don't even know what I necessarily upgraded. I can't even get them. Still only $24. Yeah. Oh no, they're still here. Okay, I can't get the star upgrades once this is gone. Honestly, game's making me a little sick. It's hard to follow. I don't know what it is. It's something about the motion. It's giving me fucking motion sickness. Interesting. We have new fruit. Okay, that's good. We're actually making a bit more money now. 75. Move the hole. Do I care about moving the hole? Yeah, there's actually not much more to unlock yet. Aim and press Q to set a destination of the hole to move to. Double tap to stop the hole movement. Doesn't really seem to be moving. Ah, fuck. Yeah, moving the hole doesn't seem to be that interesting, to be honest. What's the next one? I think it's like 150. Can you turn off the TV screen effect in the settings? It's a good idea, actually. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah, okay. Actually, that was really good. That works. Ooh, blue coin. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Blueberry. It just says blueberry. I was right, it moves towards you for being a naughty boy. Does it? Oh yeah. It says I'm supposed to be able to... Berry buddy upgrade. Okay. I thought I did that already. Ah, fuck. Cutie lacking in object permanence. I'm actually like, I'm starting to sweat from the motion sickness. This game's fun, but there's just something wrong with it. Like, just something about the graphic style or something that's making me sick. Yeah, I might finish this up and then we'll take a break from it. Maybe try something else. Finish this level up. If I can. It does say it saves progress, doesn't it? Oh, it is moving towards me. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, moving towards me for being a naughty boy and not going to bed quick enough. Yeah, okay. Okay. I only just noticed that. Doesn't seem to want to let me quit from here. Interesting game. But yeah, it's interesting but making me motion sick. Time is it? 1:30. Alright, let's play... I won't do iRacing. Let's do one that has less motion. Hopefully less motion. Let's do this one. And I think after this one we might be nearly calling it. We'll see how we go. That's made me sick, so yeah, be right back. No, all good, man.
テスカトリポか。フィーニックス。
I might just quickly turn my inappropriate words. Oh, I don't care about that. Okay. Her language? Safe mode, off, auto text, blood color, okay. The people who want story and fewer reasons to bleed. Required score is lowered. I'll go easy once. For those who played roguelites. We want a quick run, so we'll do story. Nothing important changes, alright. I can't hear her voice. Is it me? Oh, there it goes. Music's too loud.
ごめんね。突然の話監禁でびっくりしたよね。こうでもしないとあなたは私のこと見てくれないと思ったの。ねえ、そうでしょ。
Her face look weird.
ごめん。こんなこと言われてもめ。そんな。まずは私からのプレゼント。好きなのを選んでね。
Amulets grant special effects like score multipliers. Bonus effects attached to the selected deck. Oh. Okay. Can you move the game left? I'm blocking the subtitles. I can, I reckon. Let's move. Where am I? Something like that. I reckon that'll work.
こうやって、まず私がサイコロを振って。弱いなぁ。
Yeah.
次はあなたの番だよ。
What did she
お
roll?
腹がペコペコで動けないって。
11.
もう、しょうがないなぁ。これ、私のお手製。お口に合うといいんだけど。
Use these consumable items during the dice match. Each item has its own timing. Where's my health? Here. Gimmick? It says gimmick. Okay.
美味しそうに食べてくれて嬉しい。お腹も膨れたし、ゲームに戻ろっか。サイコロで私より強い役を出せばあなたの勝ちだよ。早く。
Oh, that's it. I just gotta roll. And that's what the roguelite is. My rolls get better, I guess.
目なし同士の時は、出目の合計が高い方が勝ちだよ。
Jeez, alright. If the hands are the same, the outcome is decided by the total value. So the winner on a 3-3-2. But if the total values are the same, the winner goes to Minhara-chan. Okay. Okay, same hand, okay.
出目が気に入らなくても、リロールボタンを押したら振り直しができるの。
6-7. I've only got 6-7. I just said 6-7. Win your dice match and reach the target score to clear the game. You lose HP equal to your bet. Got a red string of fate between you. Yes. I don't know what's going on here. After rolling, you can re-roll your dice. Users reset the next day and check your dice and view the chart of combinations.
役がわからなくなった時のために出目表を用意してるの。忘れちゃってもこれで安心。
Whoa. Alright. All dice is a 1, a 6x. 6s a 3 to 5. 4, 5, 6, 1, 1. Okay, it's like poker but with 3 dice instead of things. All singles 1, 2, 3 is an auto lose. Okay. Menhara-chan always wins ties, and all singles is the high total wins. Okay.
リロールなくなっちゃう。
2, 6,
同じ目が2つの
2, 2,
時は
I think I win
揃
that.
ってない目で強さが決まるの。
When 2 dice share the same number, the strength of the combination is determined by the remaining one. That's...
よくできました。このゲームの参加料は、あなたの血。勝っても負けても、ワンゲーム終了するたびに、ベッドの分血を抜くね。いくよ。せーの。痛かったかな。でも、あなたにいっぱいドキドキしてほしくて、ひょっとしたら死んじゃうかもってスリルがないと、ちょっと盛り上がりに欠けるもんね。だよね。あ、そうそう。もちろん、ご褒美もあるよ。あなたが7日生き延びられたら、
I get the
何でも
hentai.
言うこと聞いてあげちゃうかも。いい子だね。
Yeah,
メンヘラ
it
ネッ
is.
トワーク。この結果は、
I haven't
いま
quite
い
figured
ち
out
と
what's
言
going
わ
on,
ざる
but
を得ません。
I kind of
心
get
を
it.
入れ替えて、精進おめでとうございます。今日も生き延びることができました。
Something. Locked. Actually, this is because of the demo. Someone's left hand is an amulet. Item. Package. You can choose one of 3 rolls. You choose one of 6 rolls. Okay. And then that's 0. I don't really need it.
いい趣味してるね。
If any roll is a 3 or below, times 3 multiplier. Customize roll.
今のあなたにお似合いね。
Your blood isn't full. Oh yeah, I may as well take the 0,
たくさん飲ん
shouldn't
で
I?
強くなろう。
I now have no coins.
お
Alright.
客さん、いい買い物したね。
Okay.
今日はここまで。あなたも今日は休んで、明日に備えてね。
What else do I do for the day if all we do is play like a single dice game every day?
逃げちゃダメだよ。
Do I just
私を裏切らない。
jerk off all day? What do I do?
どこにも行かないでね。ずっと、ここで、私と遊ぶの。あなたのこと、信じてるからね。じゃあ、またね。
Okay. Okay. We're back.
おはよう。
Double the bet, nullify first score, lose 100p, 100 HP when re-rolling. I'll double the bet. Let's go.
入る。私の番は終わったよ。
3, 4, 4. That's a win.
おめでとう。
Piece of cake. What does overkill do?
クリア。
Seems a bit unpolished. That earning would have been better without the yelling. Yeah.
お疲れ
Agree.
様。
It is
何か
very unpolished.
私
It's
に聞い
not.
ておきたいことある？
It's not bad. Why do we play dice game? Why do you take my blood? What's your purpose?
そんなひどい目的なんてないよ。ただあなたと楽しく遊びたいだけなのに。ごめん。 抜くね。
Cool.
メンヘラネットワーク。優秀な成績です。私おめでとうございます。今日も生き延びることができました。
Only odd numbers is a plus 4x multiplier. If any evens, minus 1.5. Oh, where would you take that? Restore 3 rerolls, double your bet. You can choose one of 6 amulets. Yeah.
レア出ろ、レア出ろ。
If a roll of 1 appears, multiply 2.5. HP is full plus 5. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Times 2 multiply for every 6 points in total roll value. Each odd roll is plus 50 bet. I'm going to take the HP full because I get on the... I have HP full on the first go, don't I? And I don't really care about 6 rolls. So, let's get on.
今日も楽しかった。すっごい、どんどんいいデッキになってる。明日はもっと難しくなるけど、二人で乗り越えようね。あなたのかっこいいとこ、もっと見せてほしいな。
Yeah, come on, third day.
またね。おはよう。
Yep. Disable the bottom 4 amulets. I don't have bottom 4, so yeah, get rid of that.
振っちゃうよ。入る。
Wow, her rolls suck.
私の番は終わったよ。ついてないね。
She's gonna win the...
もういっちょ。頑張れ。もう一回。まだやるの？
If I get judged, what happens? I just lose 100.
振り直し。振り直し。ヘタッピ。
I thought I'd win on a run. Hang on. It's only a 4, 5, 6. They consider it a no combination at a D. Okay. I'll just reroll.
リロールなくなっちゃう。まあまあまあ。
There we go. 116.
上出来。
Yeah, the warning. Yeah, the warning. Kind of rough. Okay. Okay. I have to get quite a high score.
私の番は終わったよ。ヘタッピ。悔しいね。惨めだね。
But she sucks the blood out of the straw. 3, 3, 4.
私の番は終わったよ。
2, 2,
どうする
3.
の？もういっちょ。
Roll. Yeah, she's sucking me off.
どうするの？やったじゃん。
Hey, still no. Rip.
Hey.
665. Well, this, I think regardless of what I get here, I should be able to take a clear, right? 112.
悔しいね。惨めだね。
Oh no, there's no score applied at all. Okay. Wow.
いい目出るかな？
Man, why does she get the better rolls?
私の番は終わったよ。
Yeah, I got it that time. I got it that time. Let's go. No overkill. Blood drinker.
よく頑張ったね。
Blood doesn't taste that good. I'm not squeamish to blood by any means, but like if I had to sit there and drink like 100 mils of blood, I think I would throw up. Just not a pleasant thing. You should bet your blood too. Yeah.
本当は私も血をかけて楽しみたいんだけど、私にはあなたがちゃんとゲームを楽しめているか主催者として
I'd be
チェッ
enjoying
ク
it
する
if
義
you were
務
bleeding.
があるの。
It's got
でも私の
chloroform.
ことは気にしないでいいよ。
This says
あなたはこ
Ocusity,
のゲ
which
ー
just
ム
means like medication.
楽しんで。わーメンヘラネットワーク。この結果はいまいちあなたの評価がもらえるポジ見るね。
Choose one face from your dice and change it to another. Change the current roll to any number. Is this permanent? It got bad, yeah. Maybe?
よーく味わって食べてね。
It's just flat. It's just straight up an item.
何が出るかな。
I don't really understand what this is. Okay. I kind of get that.
あなたのために一生懸命祈願したの。
If at turn start, if HP is at or above 50%, at or below 50%, bet is plus 100. Why would I want that? Oh yeah, you're right. The game category is wrong. Good point. Good call. Okay. My blood isn't full. I don't think there's anything I can do here. No, there's nothing I can do.
また来てね。じゃあ、またね。
Let's go. Gimmick.
おはよう。もう4日目。これより先はまだ。
Okay, champ. Okay, champ. So we can't get to day 7. All right. Okay, that was interesting. Would I buy it? Not yet. It's not that interesting. Yeah, that wasn't that interesting. Berry. I will hold on to for a bit. We'll see what happens. It's I might call it. I was gonna do Fears to Fathom, but this is gonna take over an hour. I do want to do it, but we'll play it. I think we'll play it another time. What I might do. What was I planning tomorrow night? From 10 o'clock, we're gonna do Revenge on Gold Diggers. So let's do this. Yeah, Bedtime Bandits here. He's not even following the stream, and he's in my Discord. Let's do this. Let's start the stream tomorrow with Fears to Fathom. So we'll just do straight into tomorrow's stream with Fears to Fathom. I actually do want to play it. I want to get it done. Yo, man. Sorry, I'm calling you out, man. Sorry, mate, I'm calling you out. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it, man. I thought you'd gone by now. That's why I could talk shit. Well, let's start the stream with, yeah, Fears to Fathom, but it should be pretty good. And then we'll do Revenge on Gold Diggers. I think that would be pretty good. All right, I'm gonna call it because that berry game started making me sick, so I need to go and cool off for a bit, I reckon. But yeah, good stream for 2.5 hours. This is actually one of the shortest streams, 2.5 hour stream, other than that one that we did, the IRL stream I did the other day is quite a bit shorter than it normally is. So I guess that's what happens when I start late. Well, I've actually been thinking of doing a stream and starting it late. I was thinking of bringing back Wednesday nights and doing like a Wednesday night 11 to 1 or something like that. We'll see how I go. Thanks for coming though. Thanks for having me around. Appreciate it. Thank you, Bedtime Band. It was good to actually con you into getting into this stream one for once. Don't know if I've ever had like a whole family affair in this stream, other than Big D's and Kitty, who are partners. Don't think we've had a full family affair for a while. It's pretty good. But I hope to see you both tomorrow night if you're floating about. Toodaloo indeed. Alright, I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. It's the first time I've logged into Twitch in years. I'm glad I was the reason. It's good to hear that I'm the reason. Use it. It's a good account name. Just do it. Yeah, he's got to cut him into playing Overwatch. Yeah, man, get about it.